Good morning, everyone. This is your breakfast show host, Martin Wong, coming you with today, episode 37, Trading Ideas with SMARTRobie. And I hope my message comes find you well and good, although our market is not doing too well, isn't it? That's right. We've seen a lot of corrections. Some penny stock has done pretty well. The telco stocks has done pretty reasonable, but looks like we may be going through some profit taking. And also not forgetting what we have seen so far in the US market. We've seen all these talks about interest rates, they talk about inflation. I've been getting some letters and some posts and asking me what the hell is going on in the US when we see rising interest rate. Now we all know that rising interest rate is actually a good thing because we are seeing, in this case, the context US market, the US economy is recovering as the rollout vaccine we are seeing. And also very similarly, locally we are seeing that too, because as the vaccine get rolls out, economy, and we have seen many of those sectors. And what sector are we talking about here? Definitely the travel sector. We will be looking at some of those stock ideas today in our segment of the trading idea with SMARTRobie in here. And do share this show. Right, and do share this live FB in your timeline. We will find we are helpful in sort of bringing up the ideas that you have, and also in the stock market in also too. And also not forgetting some of those who want me to review some stock. I'm happy enough to review them in here. We have Hogel, and also let's look at what we have for you this morning. That's right. Now in our segment today, definitely we are at the Wednesday show. That's right. Wednesday we focus merely on the intermediate level. That's right, intermediate, and we'll be touching on the trending stock idea. Now if you don't know what I'm talking about, the trending stock idea, those of you who are first time, you can see just above my little head here. That's right. Yep, that's the trending stock, or I can show you right here on the left hand side. All right, the trending stocks. That's the one you want to we'll be looking at, and also we'll be just looking at some chart setup, which the idea I've talked about in here, and we will touch on a new SOS, which is the sign of strength, and also looking at new sentiment. That will be our Wednesday agenda going forward. Of course, our usual. Let's do a roundup of our morning. All right. Morning headlines that we have for you in here. Definitely, which is ongoing mine after last Friday. We have all this My Digital Blueprint rollout by our Prime Minister. A lot of talk is on telco stock. That's right. And telco were to gain on the 5G, and the government has started to be SPAC. Although some criticism has been said about the 5G spectrum being taken up by the government under the SPAC, which is a new thing in my opinion. That would reduce the investment burden that you see on the news in here. Having said that, which means government will be sort of be the middleman. Who want 5G, you buy it from the government, and that's what they are saying. So let's look at some of the telco in here. For start, let's look at TM, and we have seen this kind of things, which is confirming, right? And usually when you see news that is confirming, it's time to buy. Time to buy if you're a beginner, right? But of course, for the smart money and for those of you who are experienced, it's time to cabut. That's right. It's always the case you can see way earlier on. As early as back to, if you look on the left hand side, let me just pitch it up. You can see going back to November, Telecom Malaysia already started run, and we see all these good news. It's time to take profit. Now, it's always very interesting when I see some of my friends who never in the stock market, but when see news like this, they say, I want to buy Telecom Malaysia. Why? Because the telco. And do take note, it is always very disheartening, especially going back to the agenda 2021, where all of us who really going through this period of investing in the stock market, we all need to be a trained trader as well as a trained investor. Else many times we kena sapu by this kind of good news, and we buy. What happens? Smart money take profit. There's always a sucker born every minute, isn't it? That's right. So I hope those of you who are listening today don't be a sucker and learn how to follow the smart money. And we see this kind of red pentagon, it's time to what? Think to take profit and not think to buy. Having said that, even let's look at the other communication which I've seen on this article said about will benefit is also red tone, and we also seen some of those like OCK, the tower builder, all already very climatic. And let's look at the stock comment in here. Now if you look at in here, very interesting, the Pentagon fact, Red tone is likely to be 10.5% up since the red pentagon at 38 cents on the 14th of January. Now remember, now is the 24th of February, which is also moment. You can gain that by following the pentagon when the stock is in uptrend. And it has a very good win rate of 70%. And it looks back the last 10 back tested trades so far, so 70% win rate so go. So right now you can see in here, you can see this is the reason why, good news, climatic action. You can see volume on the left hand side, also on the bar that continue to be very high. That simply tells you that is likely profit. Let's look at the live stock price that we have this morning in here. It's down minus 3.6%. Again, following what we talk about and what my seafood tell me, right? Both, I have two. Tom Williams said, now, when you see good news and you see climatic volume, it's time to exit. That's right. So it's always good to learn this. And again, those of you who attended last Saturday, we have the volume spread analysis for beginner, and we have a very good turnout. Thank you for supporting our 2-hour workshop that we do regularly for all our fans here and also the members. And do watch out for our events under the tradevsa.com for more new one. But usually at the end of this show, I will announce some of the activity that we usually do on. Let's move on to what we have for you. Going forward to our next news, right? And definitely is Genting Malaysia. As I said before, all those vaccination plan rollout, and that is giving a lot of interest in the travel, and that's why this news pops up. Genting Malaysia invests 3.2 billion in here. Is it time to buy Genting? Let's take a look at Genting Malaysia or Genting, and switching to a bigger chart here, you could see here, definitely again, going back earlier on, you can see this. If you have gone in earlier on the 7th of February, you will already be in the money. That's right, it pays dividend to follow the green pentagon. All right, so having said that, this again, usually good news are late. SMARTRobie able to detect the smart money very early, indicated by the green pentagon that you see on the left hand side. So that's why we always say it's good to follow the green pentagon, and especially those of you at night when the market refreshes itself and it gets updated around 10:30. I think most of you will do. Check out all the green pentagons that you see, and also we will touch base using sector analysis, looking at what it is the hot sector, so and so forth. All right, let's move on to our next news. And the next news that we have is crude oil. That's right. Now, crude oil continue to rally, and we've seen those prices continue to go up in here. And this is a report by Goldman Sachs. And we all know Goldman Sachs never really tell the truth, isn't it? Now, I still remember back in 2008, they talk about oil going to, what, $220, and gold is going to go up to $2,000, or oil is going to come down. Never once of those prediction come true. So again, we have to take it with a pinch of salt, with the same thing that consumption will be returning to pre-COVID level by July. You know, Goldman Sachs is very famous for this kind of thing. And how many of you agreed with me? Just type it in there, all right? So this is what we have seen so far in the crude oil. But having said that, you can look hibiscus. Okay, let's take a look at hibiscus, which is a good oil and gas player in here, because there was a news on this one. And let's check it out. The stock chart just on top of me, you can see it's already been rising again. Using the green pentagon, you would have made it so much early, just below even 55 cents, and gone in. Right now I think it's about 72 cents. Today maybe a bit of profit taking, no surprises. Good news, smart money sell. That's right, it's down 3.4% in there, right? So take note of it. You will see eventually by watching our show here every day, you'll see there is a pattern to how the market is. When everybody sort of watching and watching and watching, finally they decided to have the courage to do it. Because why? They've never been trained properly to buy, and guess what? Then they sell down. And then you have good news like this, right? It's okay, the government analysts said that to buy, I want to buy all the crude oil, and guess what? Eventually we find out kena hantam, kena slap left and right and center. And don't fall for that if you've been following with us in here. All right, okay. Now there's some question in here being said, when's a good time to re-enter tech and solar? And I said before, the best time to enter is wait for the green pentagon. Okay, wait for the green pentagon, and that's why we have this market timing, very good tool from SMARTRobie in here. Follow the trading plan. All right, let's move on to the next story that we have for you is Frontcan. That's right. Now remember, Frontcan was one of the stock pick in here yesterday. We had Frontcan net profit came out, and we have a good. So let's take a look at it here. Will the stock market go higher or lower on this good news? What do you all think? Type it. If it's going to go higher, type go higher. It's going to go down, just type go lower. All right, and now you all know, isn't it? Most of you know good news, people sell. That's how the market works, okay? So that's why, I say it again, good news. So let's look at the livestock price in here. No surprises why it is down minus 2.8%, right? And the market behaves like this many times, as I said again. If you don't have a proper education, a proper train agenda, you will always kena left, right, and center. Okay, let's move on to the next news inside here. And hibiscus, I think we talked about in here, riding on the oil momentum, and we have seen in here the market went down. So one of the things that we actually teach in our masterclass is learn how to do a pullback trade, which is buying in continuation uptrend but on a pause. So those are something that you might want to learn and consider in our next intake, which will be coming in April 2021. All right, okay, let's move on to our next news that we talk about. Let's go over to the US market. Now last night US market did have a little bit of a sell-off but did recover, and this is because of the higher inflation rate they are anticipating. Higher inflation rate, which does tells you pointing to higher interest, right? Higher inflation rate, higher interest, which means present value of many of the US stocks, especially technology stocks and solar stock, all taken a beating. And I think I spoke to our members in here, those of you in our Telegram members in here, about the mathematical calculation using present value over cash flow in future discounted over the interest rate. And you will probably find out just a simple mathematical calculation will tell you if interest rate were to go higher, that means present value of any of those stocks, especially the tech sectors, will come down, and that's what actually happening right now. But on top of all things, US market, as I said before many times, continue to move higher. That means the US economy is recovering, which means eventually all stocks are going up. Now do take note, this is actually a really good time to be buying those tech sectors, especially those of you who are into the Teslas and so forth. This is a good chance because, like it or not, the US Dow Jones is supported above the 31,000, and again, we're waiting for the COVID-19 stimulus approval either to push up or reverse. As I said before, whenever you see good news like the 1.9 trillion US dollar being announced, good news, isn't it? Just like Frontcan, just like hibiscus, just like TM, red tone, you are likely to see a possible reversal of the market. So what do we do? Right? And again, the market works in very mysterious way. They will always frighten you. And the only thing we can do is learn to be an educated trader and educated investor. That's why we do what we do over at TradeVSA, providing those necessary tools to give you at least a fighting chance. The SMARTRobie definitely giving a fighting chance to compete with the level of professionality and at least able to get the timing. But having said that, I do believe in the long run, the US market will be bullish, but currently the pending rising inflation, which translates to the rising interest rate, which translates to what we call downtrend of the tech stock. So I hope that giving you a 6 minutes explanation of why we've seen tech stocks are going down. All right, let's move on to what we have. Now again, the agenda 2021 has always been to showcase to you some of the top 20 trades that you may miss off, and more importantly, you miss those 2020, right? Don't miss it at 2021. How do we do that? Again, following rules, following SMARTRobie, this Pentagon in here, then you're able to benefit. Many times we all tend to resort to our own emotion, isn't it? Because we don't do enough work. Because like it or not, we are all very busy lah. You are busy, I'm busy. So we want to wait, show everything settle nicely, all the good news there, market, really going up, proof with it, just like AirAsia, yesterday shot up. We have the what's the mystery poker player Stanley Choi, market go up 12% today, profit taking, right? You want everything to align nicely, then you buy. Because why? We want the comfort of safety. That's right, isn't it? That's usually in the case of many beginner investors, because we all put in our hard-earned money that we should not even risk at all. But because of the COVID-19 and because the interest rate in the banks are so low, right? We need to do something about money, of course, and that's why a lot of time we do the silly things, and smart money use that in the pretense to take money away from you, giving you that comfort, giving you all the good news. And guess what? When you buy as a beginner, they will take profit. So that's why it's important to follow a agenda to be an educated trader and investor. And many times we use the Pentagon guided trading strategy. As I said before, if you just merely follow last year from January to December 2020, that will result about 106% return compared to KLCI, which only doing 2%. So for a simulated portfolio of 35,000, you have made about another 35,000. Right now, for our trading portfolio strategy, which we showcase in our courses and also in our master classes, it's up 7.6%. compared to minus 2%. You may ask, how do we do that? And those of you who have came early on to our growth value investing and to our masterclass who already known how we can do that for so far, we are still up while the market is down. It's nothing to be amazed of, to be frank with you. It's just merely follow a trading strategy which work as we have backtested through time and time again. All right. So let's look at what we have for you today on the news segments. Of course, when I say it's a news segment, the KLCI continued to be very bullish, as I said before in here. Market opened higher. And some of those news back, we look back to the 2 days ago, 22nd of February, is IOI Plantation, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Plantation. Then we have Pentagon rate, IOI Properties, see revenue to rise. Despite them, we have CIMB, private banking, first in private banking services. Then we have DG, Red Pentagon, all postpaid, and we have post Red Pentagon recorded ringgit in here. So that's what we have this morning in terms of the news. Maybe we can take a look at DG, shall we? All right, let's take a look at DG. And because it is connected to the telco, all right, do we see any Red Pentagon in here? Now we have, no, it is still downwards, not so good. Right? So sometimes people say, all this telco, why is, this DG still going down? If you want to buy, just wait for the green Pentagon. I think that will always be best. And I've seen some of you already key in those stocks that you have. Great, and keep it that way. Now let's move on what we have for you in our next segment. Now let's look at some of the highlights of the intermediate trade idea that we've been doing, and we are up at episode 37. Some of these are the early one, and I do hope sincerely some of you may have picked up some of these stock from item number 1 to item 13. Of course, these are highlight. There are some that do well, there are some didn't do so well. I'm just showing you some of those do well. And like it or not, in January and February that we see in the early February, we did have a very good run. That's right, we have a good run on the technology stocks. That's why we have PIEs up 61%, 23rd. UWC 47.6, KGB 56%, revenue 48%, Great Tech 25%, Frontcan, yes, Frontcan did break out yesterday 29%, and we actually selected it twice, which one of the MI Tech 5.3, Inari 4, Penta 5, MFCB 7, DNO 12%, 10th of February, and Carimin last week 13.1%. That's right, even Carimin, the stock that we picked for 1%. Again, we would review that any of these stocks would it become the top gainer for top 21. Now I'm going to ask some of the members inside, those of you who are listening. Now the highest return you have ever got so far for year 2020 and year 21, what is the percentage return? Can you type it inside there? So let me just see it too. The highest return or the average highest return that you all have. And it's important so for me to gauge whether you are able to run your profit, or mostly you just take 10%. Just type it in there and I'd like to know too. All right, just a feedback to me to share. Now also, let's look at the lesson learned today from our trade idea. And last week, we have looked at the 17th of February, okay, to energy, Carimin and Data Sonic, and also Frontcan, which we actually look at the 3rd of February. So let me just bring up this here. And so let's look at some lesson learned, okay? This is where we are. You can, okay, first one we were looking at was Carimin, okay? So this was Carimin. You can see we pick it up on the 17th of February in here, right? Because we did the show around 10 o'clock, so I usually use, again, some of you may not have this plugin. You might want to look to subscribe this so you can see it more in the actively. You can see here, this was where the 10 o'clock time frame and the market went up 12%. So right now, because all this good news, as I said before, analysts is coming up, the Goldman Sachs, that's what we see profit taking. But having said that, this right now does have a bit of support. But what I want to share with you is, more importantly, is before all the good news comes out, you can see volume relatively low coming in here. Yeah, the volume is building up in here. Then you have the market moving up. Then you can see here where the volume is moving sideways. So this is something that you might want to consider subscribing to our plugin. And those of you who have, I think you're able to see. Those of you who don't have, you might use this as a way to look. So you can see this in here. Then you have this breakout. That's where the good news is coming out. And usually when you see climatic volume, like what Tom said, where we will get a lot of profit taking. So right now the market is coming back down in here. Still looks okay, because if you switch to a daily chart, it does look, it's holding up in here. And with the crude oil continue to go up. And how do you do that? You want to type WTI. Okay, WTI on crude oil. You can see is crude oil. Yeah, crude oil still heading up. That's right. So when crude oil is heading up, that's good. Okay, let's look at our next lesson learned on Data Sonic, which we also have last week. Data Sonic. Okay, Data Sonic. And this is Data Sonic last week that we have. Now, also take note of Data Sonic. We switch to hourly chart. When we pick Data Sonic, at that time, you can see that was a climatic volume. And when the market went back up and started to distribute. So always be careful of climatic volume. And how do we know that? We have this turquoise bar, which is part of the indicator that we will give you if you subscribe to the package that we have. So you can see this is the climatic volume in here. And it happens on the 17th. So actually by the time we got it, was all here. And it's no surprise when we see climatic volume, we have this distribution of Data Sonic. But having said that, now we are in the what we call step down. So usually we see step down volume, market not going up. This is actually a good thing. Take note of that. Those are some lessons that we usually share in our advanced level in here. So let's look at the next one. We have here is front can. That's right. We pick it up on 3rd of February. So front can. Okay, and you can see front can 3rd of February was somewhere around here. We did have 3rd of February here. That's right. On this part, we see the climatic volume. And again, when the market moves sideways in here, that actually tells you a lot of accumulations. And then we have the spring. And let me just turn on the Pentagon here. Okay, let me. These are the indicators that you usually get. So I need to set it back in. I probably get another chart for you here. Okay, we'll just go on to load. And we go into 4 pentagons inside here, and we'll get another one. That's usually how we get it. You can actually put it in there. So this is the, we switch on to the Pentagon now. So let me switch on to front can. Okay, there you go. You can see front can. This is the hourly chart. Let me switch to a daily chart so you can see. So this is when you turn on the indicators. Okay, you turn on the indicators. So I had it on another template here. So you can see springs are important. Spring and part and parcel of the continuation of the trend. We have another spring here, SP. We have another test. Now, some of you who are first-time beginner may want to know, what is this all about in here? I have another tutorial here, right? Which is this one here. You can use this QR code and you can see CNS, LC, line change. You can see this LC here is this line change. SP, spring, you can watch this. There is a tutorial there. So what is basically telling you, these are the classic pattern where we have the spring, the test, and then the line chain comes. Usually this kind of trend, we see a bit of pullback and we'll see a continuation. Of course, you can also look at the front can, look at the exit strategies that really give you a hint where's the market going. Again, all this information is available on SMARTRobie, and it's part of the agenda to really train you to be a trained trader and a trained investor in here. So front can continue to be good. So we have shown you some lesson learned from all these 3 stocks. Let's look at what we have for you this week. Okay, so this week we have, that's right. So for episode 37, which is this episode here, 24th of February, we have Genting Malaysia and AirAsia. All right, of course, these are not one of the best trades because let's look at Genting Malaysia. All right, Genting Malaysia, and this is a trend up. All right, now you may say this has gone up, but again, we trade based on the trading idea and we'll come back and re-examine. Of course, the best time to go in is here lah. So 285, you can see, immediately the green pentagon comes out. The next day you go in, you already, how many points? You already 15%. So now you go in, you find, why I didn't follow pentagon. And this is one of the highlights I want to share with you in here. So this is where we are. So right now on the hourly chart in here, so we will just keep to this. So we would look at it next week. So this is Genting. Let me just delete this. Okay, and next one is we have is AirAsia. That's right, AirAsia Group. Again, AirAsia Group. If you have gone in on the first green pentagon, which is around here, opening price, you are again 13% in the money. So right now, if you are buying, let's say switching your daily chart again, right? You can see, oh no. Actually, if you bought in somewhere around here at 74 cents and possibly even going higher. Oh, look at that. 28% profit if you have followed pentagon. Now, trending stocks are those already started to trend up. So you are buying late. Now, remember those of you who come on Monday, our beginner level, we look at pentagon trade ideas. On Wednesday, we look at the trading area, which means already started to run, started to move. So in a way, you can see the breakdown or what we call the anatomy of the chart really moving up. And that's really good. So you can see right now, today it's down 4%. Of course, all those news about the professional the professional poker player buying Genting is there. And again, going back to what I've said earlier on, people like to buy when there is good news, and certainly the market is taking advantage. The smart money is taking advantage of it here. Okay. Okay. Let's look at what we have for you next. Moving on. Okay, so those are the two trade idea, AirAsia, and we will come back next Wednesday to review them too. All right, let's look at the next I have for you here. Now, also the segment that we talk about in here. So let's see what are the segment that is interesting right now, and we can type sector analysis. Okay, let's look at sector analysis here. Let me switch to a bigger chart and hit that URL code, and it will come out the sector analysis in here. So what is hot? I would think energy lah. You can see there, energy is hot, number one. Number two is what? Telemedia or the telecom lah. Number three is technology. Number four is industrial product. So that is the logic that we want to work. And the sort of worst off one was plantation. Now, of course, I have it portrait. When you rotate your phone, this will rotate too. So in a way, you can see all the things. Let me just show you what I mean. I just rotate this boleh. You see, I can rotate, right? Same thing. You can also rotate your phone. So just type sector analysis, right? And so what you want to do now is look at telemedia, which is actually telco lah. So type telco, hit that one, and these are the list of stocks that is telco related, right? And let me just, all the telco is here. And what you want to do is just look at the stocks during the day and see where is the green pentagon and look at the trading ideas. That's right. All right. So that is how I want to just touch on. And some of you who are still keen to look at the telco. All right. So the stocks that we were talking about just now is, next one is no supply. Now, those of you who are in our Telegram group, we have done a lot of good trades, 20%, 30%, and they all did very well using no supply. Especially last Saturday, those of you who have came and you were known using our no supply screener that will pick up a lot of good stocks and you'll already be in the money. So check out some of the posting that we have on our Telegram and how you can benefit even the market is going down by using no supply bar in here. So what are you waiting for? Use the no supply screener that we have in our plugin, something for you to consider. All right, so pay attention to low volume in here, and this is the QR code I was talking about. So don't forget tonight at 9:30, that's right, before we go on to your stock review, tonight 9:30 we have something planned for you, a talk from myself on 5 lessons from the biggest stock winner of 2020, like Supermax 430%, Top Glove 121, VS 104. Even right now we have seen earlier on, right, from our intermediate level using the Pentagon as trending list, we are around 61%. Not too bad. We didn't hit 400% because, you know, we have what we call a Duran Runto situation for the rubber glove, but the technology stocks definitely do so well. The key thing is very simple. If one of those segment technology is moving, my question here, are you ready to move with it? Or because you're stuck in some of those stocks, could not cut and you will find it difficult. So this is always what we want to talk about. Is there a self-awareness that somehow you find it, hey, you know, I can do something about it. Maybe I should get a little bit good tools, get an education in here, right? And follow a system. I think that's very important too. All right. So the next thing also on the 2nd of March, that's right, we will be doing our Warrant Tuesday, another way where we can look at the stock market by using a very good product, very small amount is needed and give you the good kind of return in it. And remember, risk and reward go both ways. Okay, let's move on to our next. That's right. Now again, let's switch back to a bigger chart in here. Do leave us a feedback. So on our SMARTRobie, this is the QR code, so we can always improve yourself. And this is the token of appreciation we would like from you. If you think our services is good and some of the stock pick that we'll look at you, definitely you want to look at give us a good review, or even if it's not good review, we will improve ourselves and in our services of SMARTRobie to you as well in the live FB. So right now I'm going to be looking at the stocks pick that you all have for me. All right, and let's look at them too. Okay, we have first one, Jaya Tiasa. All right, let's switch on to a bigger chart here. Jaya Tiasa. Okay, let's bring it up. Okay, I'll bring up this one in here, which is much real time. And I do highly recommend you all to get the plugin that you see in here. Definitely so much easier. Okay, where is Jaya Tiasa? Jaya Tiasa still looks good. Okay, and how do I know that? Just, you know, just look at the exit strategy in here. Okay. So exit strategy is 86.5 cents, which is here. Take profit or $1. $1 lah. Makes sense. And where is your stop loss? 75 cents. Oh? Yeah, 75 cents inside here. It says that on the left hand side, Pentagon Guider is still blue. But if you have time, look at SamCam. And one of you are looking at SamCam too. All right. So that one looks pretty good too. Okay. So very simple, isn't it? Just look at exit strategy. It's a blue pentagon, just stick there. Now, after a while, you'll see I actually have some sort of a trend, a modus operandi, how I look at it. I look at the exit strategy, I follow the exit strategy, and it's pretty much what you are looking at. So there's, let's look at this SCIB. So SCIB, again, this one very simple. Let's look at SCIB, okay. Let's look at exit strategy. Okay, think to exit at 176. So we are very close there. Oh, very close to the 176. Okay, if you break a bit lower, you got to get out already. Okay, medium target is 340 in here. Is in the trend, well, may move downtrend or go lower from here. So to take note. And every time when you see this kind of red pentagon, that means the trend usually goes down. I mean, just whether you want to follow or don't want to follow lah. Correct. I see red pentagon start to go. Of course, if you have gone in somewhere around green pentagon here, right, and right here, just follow it here. Okay, you still made 25% return. Correct? Not you don't make a lot, but at least most people. Of course, I'm going to ask the person who asked me, what price did you buy the Michael? That's right. Michael asked, what price did you buy the Sarawak consolidation? I hope you didn't get it at 270 or 280. on the climatic volume. Learn to buy on low volume. And one of the reasons why you can't buy and learn low volume is because you never have an agenda to learn to read the chart. And when you learn to read the chart to be a trained trader or trained investor, you can make it. Okay, that's very important too. Okay, let's look at the others. Okay, Southern Steel, S-Steel. This still looks good. Okay, Southern Steel, and it's actually one of the stocks that we have for our Pentagon. That's right, for our Pentagon, which is the one ongoing in here. Let's look at the steel, and never mind, just look at exit strategy. That's the easiest, very easy to do. Target is 965. Okay, 965 around here, 965. Yeah, which is there. That's the target profit. Stop loss is 68.9. Still here, 68.9, 69. Still here. No problem. Still in the bullish trend zone. That's all, right? Just follow that. See, very simple, right? Okay, let's look at the D next. Now D next, we all know this is all. What price did you go in? I hope you didn't go in at the very high price. Now, unfortunately, some people like to buy it here. Now, if you bought it here, let's look at, if you buy it around these few days, then the question I'm going to ask you, did you follow the trading plan? Let's look at the trading plan, assuming that you just bought it here. Buy only if it goes above 84 cents or 53 cents, which means there's no buy call. No buy call. Because a lot of time people want to do what they want to do. They want to get into action now. I saw dagang net going up. Finally, I cannot tahan anymore. Again, you succumb to your own emotion. All right. Again, we always go back to, do you want to be a trained trader, trained investor? It is very, very important. I keep repeating, not until you're able to master your emotion and following a plan, you will not be consistent. Right. I always tell people, do you seriously want to make money, or do you just want to have fun in the stock market? When I say you seriously want to make money, it means year in, year out, you make money. You will grow your money. As I said before in my master class, how I want to teach you to grow your small portfolio, couple 100,000 to $1 million. Okay, and from 50,000 to 100,000. And that's what we're going to talk about in here. But if you just want to play around, you follow your motion, and if you bought it around in here, follow the SMARTRobie, follow the exit strategy, and you follow a trading plan, eventually you find out, hey, there's some sense making out. Again, let's look at this. If you have bought it around here, the first green pentagon, all the way here, you are already up 200%. Now, how many of you who are listening now bought at the green pentagon at 200 and already in at 200%? Maybe not 200%, you've taken maybe 30%, 40%. That's very, very good too, right? Because again, if you've gone in, you follow the plan, you would have done so much better. Let's look at Lion Industry. Okay, I want to see a few more in here. Some of those people have. Yes, I want to look at. Someone did ask me about Supermax warrant. Supermax warrant, I will comment on Tuesday warrant. Okay, that will be on the 2nd of March. Okay, there's Inari, EG, Verizon in here. Okay, there's some. Okay, there was another one. When is a good time to enter tech and solar? This is for Binster Yin. We saw some spring tech. Just use the green pentagon again. Whether you are using the plugins, if you're using the plugin in here, learn to read the chart bar by bar. If not, just use the trading plan. Okay, so I think I answered that one pretty easy. Let's go on EG. Let's look at EG because I'm looking at this side here. Okay, EG has already turned red pentagon, so it's moving sideways or downwards. So just take note of this one. Again, go back to, you want to enter or you want to exit? You want to exit, just type EG industry. Let's see EG again. Okay, EG is here. Just type stock comment and EG. Or let's look at assuming you are already in line because you bought it, isn't it? Right? So exit strategy here. Think to exit at 806. Profit target $1, 104. So put it there. So it hasn't tell you to exit. However, EG may move sideways. Sideways, downtrend, or go lower from here. Just be a bit careful. You do have a stop loss inside here. And since someone did ask about SemChem, we'll look at SemChem now. Yep, Telecom seems to be moving up, and you have NS. Remember, we talked about NS, very powerful. NS, a lot of trade will actually do very well. We keep an eye on those NS trade, okay? Just know. And those of you who came last Saturday, I think we talked about NS, right? Very powerful, and success rate is very high, okay? Because we want to cover things that are a bit simpler. The better one, we keep it in the master class, all right? So this is a chance for you to upgrade your skill if you find our teaching here makes a lot of sense, that will help you to move forward, okay? Another one is, I want to go look at Inari. Let's look at Inari, okay? Okay, Inari, again, similar to EG. Just type in Inari on the exit strategy here. Okay, and you will see exit strategy for Inari. Just type it in there. Is profit target 394. Woohoo! 394, almost $4. Stop loss at 319 inside here. So again, Inari may move sideways or downtrend, right? Sideways, downtrend, or go lower from here. So just be ready to exit if you stop. Not just hang on to it, or look at other shares like Franken. That's right. If you want to exit, you want to look at Franken. So I think I want to stop here. Thank you. There are a lot of shares, and I really appreciate many of you who joined us today and giving me some of your shares you want me to review. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today. Do join me tonight at 9:30. We'll look at top 5 lessons learned, right, for our 2020 target. And of course, we appreciate those of you who I have reviewed your stock. Do go over to our SMARTRobie review on the QR code above and give us a good feedback, so we will continue to improve our services and product to you, so you will benefit too and going forward. All right. So last but not least, for those of you who are seriously thinking about, seriously thinking about going to our masterclass, our intake are ready. April 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is after Easter and after Qingming, right? Just before Hari Raya Puasa. That's right. Because we will be talking about Bitcoin, we will be talking about KLCI market, we will be talking about US, we will talk about sector analysis, going into more depth, and also looking at the trade that have very high probability, which is the NS trade. A lot of things that we just share with you today, those are snippet, but more, and plus our 12-month coaching in our masterclass. Think of it, how much you can improve by just watching our show today. Think of how much you can do better in our 12 months mentoring that you have. That's something for you who want to upgrade, and consider doing that. If not, do join our free Telegram chat room with all the information that you have that will get you in a right frame of mind and seeing how we do it, right? And we're still up 7.6% inside there. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being with us. I'll see you tonight at 9:30 on our live FB show on 5 lessons learned from the top trades 2020. Thank you. Bye-bye.